full of crap or what?
Welcome to Liberty City. You play as Nico Bellic, a mental Russian.
I ain't Russian.
Huh?
Sorry Nico mate, that's my bad.
Big mouth prick.
But he's actually Yugoslavian, but they don't want to get into that. They just say he's from Eastern Europe because, you know, politics. Now Nico's come to America to visit his cousin, but that's not the real reason he's come. The real reason he's come is because he wants to look for somebody that betrayed him during the war. This brings us onto the story. The story starts with Nico getting off the boat, greeted by his cousin Roman. Shortly after, we're introduced to Mallory, who's Roman's girlfriend, and Michelle. But who's this fat bastard? That's Vlad. You do a few jobs for Vlad, such as washing his car and throwing a brick through this poor man's window.
Stop it, shitbrain! I pay up now! I pay up!
But ultimately, you find out that Vlad is shagging Mallory.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
And we can't let that slide, so we pop him in the head. This pisses off Vlad's bosses. They're not happy about it, so you and Roman get captured. This is where we meet Mikhail and Dmitri. Dmitri is calm and calculated, unlike Mikhail, who's brash and violent. Mikhail goes off the rails. This doesn't best please Dmitri, and Dmitri orders us to go kill Mikhail. After killing Mikhail, Dmitri asks you to come to a warehouse at the docks. You go to the warehouse and you're confronted by Dmitri and an ex-associate known as Mr. Bulgarin. A shootout ensues with little Jacob by your side, and you escape. Dmitri and his goons then burn down Roman's taxi rank and his apartment. My shank is in there! This forces you to move to Bohan. After moving, Mallory introduces you to Elisabetta. Elisabetta then introduces you to Patrick and Playboy X. At this time you're also introduced to Manny. Manny's a pain in the arse. In one of the missions that you do for Elisabetta, you're tasked with getting a bag of cocaine back that was previously stolen in a mission. This is when we find out that Michelle is working for the government.
You see, Nico, I have been working for the government.
I'm Peppa Pig.
And she's actually called Karen. After this, Manny goes to Elisabetta's house to confront her about being a drug dealer. This does not end well for him though, because he gets shot in the head along with his cameraman. You meet up with Francis McCreary, who is a cop and Patrick's brother. You start off by doing a few missions for Patrick, one including a heist job where one of his brothers gets killed.
I don't fucking believe this. Could everyone stop getting shot?
You also do some missions for Francis. Francis finds out that his brother Derek is in town and he wants him dead. So you have the choice of either killing Derek or Francis. The next missions you do are for Playboy and Dwayne. Dwayne has just gotten out of prison and Playboy is threatened by him coming back and taking his position as top dog. He doesn't want this to happen, so he orders you to kill Dwayne. But you get the choice to pick between Playboy or Dwayne. And of course I'm going to keep Dwayne. I'll kill Playboy and I got his house.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
During all of this, you'll end up getting a phone call off Ray. Ray will give you a job to collect some diamonds with some other guys. These other guys end up stealing some of the diamonds and they exchange hands multiple times. finally ending up in gay Tony's hands after being stolen by Luis Lopez. You kidnap Tony's daughter
This song already was turned, but here's a bell.
and end up doing a ransom for the diamonds. This does not go to plan and the diamonds end up getting thrown away. After doing a few jobs for Ray, he'll point you in the direction of Florian Kravitz. You go to his house and you find out that he has now completely changed his identity and now goes by Bernie.
Hi, sisters.
At this time, you're also introduced to Phil Bell. Ray will take you to Phil and Phil will give you a mission. After completing that mission, he'll get you in contact with Mr. Pegorino.
Just a bunch of Guernsey Goombas.
Mr. Pegorino is Ray's boss, but gets double-crossed and believes that Ray is the culprit. He then tasks you with killing him. UL Paper will give you a call to go meet Mr. Garvelli, the head of the Gambetti crime family. You'll do a few jobs for Mr. Gambetti, and in return, UL Paper will fly in Darko Breivik, the man you've been looking for all this time. After Darko's flown in, you will go meet him, and you'll have the choice to either kill him or spare his life.
1,000.
You killed my friends for $1,000.
And to be fair, I can't say I blame him. Mr. Pegorino will persuade you to do a job.
You listen, you dumb immigrant fuck. I ain't asking you, I'm telling you, do this!
Why you bully me?
This job is to work with Dimitri, but you have a choice. Roman and Kate will both give you advice. Kate says to kill and exact revenge on Dimitri, but Roman just cares about the money and doesn't care what Dimitri's done in the past. If you end up taking Kate's advice, you'll go and kill Dimitri. But if you take Roman's advice, you'll go and get the money. I chose to take Kate's advice and kill Dimitri for what he's done.
So bang bang, skeet skeet.
It's Roman's big day. He's finally getting married to Mallory after fucking calling you 35 times to tell you.
Sneak out, today is going to be the happiest day of my life. Nico. Sneak out. Nico.
Yes.
Sneak out, today is...
This does not go well though, because just like the funeral, it was shot up. Mr. Pegorino tries to kill you, but gets Kate instead. This will bring you to the final mission, where you exact revenge on Mr. Pegorino. After taking out his goons, and the most painful chase of all time. Literally, I'm spamming space. You'll end up on Happiness Island, where you'll chase him down.
This is how the policia acts in your country.
Motherfucker!
Another customer, satisfecho.
Great, thanks.
And shoot him in the head. Oh yeah, and you'll meet Bruce at some point during all of that. Okay, so I'll give you a quick rundown of the characters using a tier list. And here we'll start off with Vlad. C tier. He would be D tier, because I really dislike his character. But we get to kill him, so C tier. Manny, he can go D tier. Unfortunately, we didn't get to kill him ourselves, but he does get killed. I feel like he literally adds nothing to the story but some boring missions. Patrick can go in A tier. He would be S tier because he's a great character, but his nickname is a racial slur. Our boy Dwayne, S tier. You know, he was done wrong, and he's a good guy, so he deserves S tier. Dimitri can go in C tier. Same reason as Vlad. They're both good characters, but I don't like either of them. He sounds like Kermit the Frog. and I'm glad I got to kill him. Ray, he thinks he's all that, but he's really not, so he can go in C tier. Mikhail, go in B tier, just because just want him above Dimitri, really. Little Jacob, S tier. Best character in the game, don't question me. Mallory can go in B tier. She would be A tier, but she did shag Vlad, so for that she goes in B tier. Francis, he's just annoying. I don't like him. Stupid mustache, stupid face. Yeah, D tier. Kate can go in C tier. She's a boring love interest. Hate her. I'm glad she's dead. Michael Bisping. He can go in D tier actually. He's boring. D tier. Phil Bell, B tier. I like him, but he's a bit fat. Mr. likes to get pegged to Reno. B tier. He's a good character and he kills Kate for us. He does call us an immigrant quite a lot, but that's fine. I'll let that slide. Playboy can go in D tier. He tried to sell out our boy Dwayne. It's not going to happen, so D tier for dickhead. Nico Bellic, S tier. He's Nico Bellic. Elizabeth, she can go in A tier. You know, she adds a lot to the story. She's entertaining. And she killed Manny for us, so for that I'm forever grateful. Roman, he's our cousin. He's a bit of a pussy, but we'll let him go S tier. Brucey's one of my favourite characters in the game. I feel like he didn't add a lot to the actual story, but that's fine. We'll let him slide because look at that smile. Bernie can go in C tier. False Hope, he's boring. Awful missions, but he does give us a car, so he's bumped up to C. Big old John Garvelli, he can go in S tier as well. He's just pure wasted potential, to be honest. Great character. Had a lot of respect for Nico. Nico has a lot of respect for him, so yeah. Darko can go in D tier. He needs to go on a skincare routine. Sold our boys out. Sold the boys out back home for what? 3080 Ti? Not fair, mate. Not fair. Derek, Big D. Derek can go with C tier. He gives us an opportunity to kill Francis, so big up to him. And finally we have Michelle Karen. I created E tier because I wanted her separate from the rest, because that's how much I hate her. She's a pig, she's a fraud, and she deserves nothing but the worst. So that'll be the tier list of the characters. You're welcome. There are some missions that make you feel like a complete badass, but there's other missions that just leave you wanting more. And there's missions that just feel like they're there for the sake of being there. Some missions do take longer than they're supposed to because of glitches and bugs that are still in the game. And the fact that I flip myself over every 5 seconds.
Whoa, this was meant to be our fun day, Nick. This is going to give me blemishes.
Almost every mission comes down to rewards. You'll do a job for someone and then you'll get a reward from it. For example, you do a few jobs for Ray, and then Ray will give you the location of Florian, or you owe people flying Darko, or Phil Bell will get you in touch with Mr. Pegarino. A lot of missions feel like you're doing something for something else, for the bigger picture, and then there's the missions where you have to make choices. Now Rockstar make it very easy for you to pick an option. It feels like they do this by making one character extremely likeable and the other one just a bit less likeable. For example, Playboy and Dwayne. Dwayne feels like a genuine guy, unlike Playboy who seems like a fraud and he's just trying to work his way up to the top. And again, it just comes down to rewards. You get 25k off Playboy if you kill Dwayne, but if you kill Playboy, you get to be friends with Dwayne, which just shows how genuine he actually is. Plus, Dwayne will go bowling with you. Now there's a multitude of activities you can do in GTA 4, such as bowling.
Nice car. Perfect.
Pool. Now let's get the fuck out of here. Darts. And much more. My personal favourite activity is bowling. definitely bowling. Now Nico's love life is a bit of a shambles.
Weirdo. Call me when you've rejoined planet Earth.
Shut it, you slag!
He has two main love interests, being Michelle and Kate. But the problem is, one of them's undercover and the other one's dead.
Oh no! Anyway.
You'll first go on a date with Michelle, you'll go bowling, you'll beat her, and then beat her again.
Will you take me back? I didn't realize you were so violent, Nico.
You go on a date with Kate, but you can't go bowling, so you should just kill her there and then. Which is exactly what I did. But don't worry lads, in the land of the free, there's always a third option. And this third option I speak of is your guns. Look, there's multiple good options for guns in the game, but the only one you should be using is the Kalashnikov, the trusty AK-47. You can try any other weapon in the game and it will not feel as crisp and as clean as the AK-47. And an AK paired up with a Ushanka and a Hitman suit, oh, just you wait and see. There had to be a hard bus montage in here somewhere. There's a bunch of great cars you could use, but the only one you need to use is the forklift.
Damn, son, where'd you farm?
I'm plotting up a homicide. With another ride, I'm flipping in my fucking ride. Keep it on slide. You know I'm always down the slide. Just never die. I'm just the hustler in the venue with the bloody vice. I'm plotting up a homicide.
Good game, 7 out of 10.